come back.
Come back.
Come back.
I gotta post this video of you.
Oh, great. Montana said.
It's on Snapchat.
Hi, we have one person. Hi, DJ. This is my brother, DJ. This is my patrons.
Hi, patrons.
So somebody posted earlier and said that they, I could have turned it around right there. And this is Montana. And somebody posted earlier and said that they wanted to potentially ask my family questions. So here are, there's Robin Mills. We're totally related. No, I don't think we are, but still, they live in Colorado. So Robin says, hi, Dixie, hi, family. Hi, yay. So that means that the link posting was successful. I always sit here and wait for people to pop up because otherwise. Yeah. So, so anyway, I'm in Alabama, home for graduation, and here are some of my siblings, and this is my mommy. And so I figured, I know y'all have some questions and stuff, but if you want to ask my mom or my sister, adorable sister or brother, or me a question, then y'all can do so, whenever. But just to give you a little background, so this is the graduate Montana, and you're so fake.
Gotta be.
She just graduated Thursday, and so that's why I came home for graduation. Is
favorite sibling?
She says that she's my favorite sibling.
Sorry. Already know.
I'm not gonna say that, but anyway. Robin says congratulations, Montana.
Thanks, Robin.
So now Montana's running away.
I'm about to go get some food real quick.
But anyway, so yeah. So if y'all have any questions about what's going on here at home, hi there, Miss Mills. Looking good, all of you, and congrats, Montana.
Aw.
Yeah, that is tiny. Montana says thank you. But yeah, so she's gonna, I guess, be starting AUM in the fall. She's not sure exactly what she wants to do yet, but she's got plenty of time to figure that out. But so anyway, yeah, came home for graduation, and as you can see, my face isn't like as swollen. But graduation night, I was sitting here with an ice pack on my face and
a big lump.
Yeah, a big lump, and so anyway, it has gone down. I've been taking like 2 different antibiotics, and I just took them. I was like, I need to take those. But anyway, every 6 hours, and so the swelling's gone down, and so tomorrow they're gonna be yanking that tooth out, and I'm kind of nervous because I've never been put to sleep or sedated or any of that. So, but I saw somebody just said Happy Memorial Day. Yeah, that's right. It is Memorial Day. Let's see. I finally figured out how to read your writing. Well, 7 is 7, not 6. That was John the one. I told them, I was like, he is really excited about the Q&A. So you get to ask the first question if you have one. No, I was looking at that and I was like, is my phone somehow like jumping to another satellite? Is there a way that it went to a different time zone or something like that? I was just not sure. And so you were so adamant, like I was questioning myself about what time it actually was. So, but anyway, yeah. So the mouth is feeling a lot better, and I would have done this before, but honestly, I didn't want to talk that much, believe it or not, whenever it was all swollen up. So, but anyway, I figured I better go ahead and do this tonight before I have it removed tomorrow, because then I certainly won't be able to talk. So, all right, let's see. Let's see. Hi, Dixie and Mom, just got done with work. Well, I'm sure that's a relief, Jim. So, well, I'll message you later. I have a question for you. But okay, let's see. Had all mine out, not too bad. Good thing once it's out and that tooth won't even bother you. Yeah, it won't ever bother me again. Unfortunately, I'm not getting all of them done yet, just the one, so they're not even gonna completely put me to sleep. They're just gonna sedate me. So Mom is gonna go with me to make sure that I don't act a complete fool and embarrass myself. Yeah. So hopefully I don't come up with very creative things to say. So let's see. I'm so embarrassed. Have you messaged Perk on trail at all? Don't be embarrassed about that. I have, seriously, somebody every time is like, wait a second, is it supposed to be going on already or whatever, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, Perk told me today that the San Juans got a little gnarlier. Yeah, it smells good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So Perk told me earlier that the San Juans did get a little sketchier, that there were some really steep snowy slopes that he wished that he had had his ice axe, so I'm definitely going to take mine in. I imagine that it'll probably be close to the weekend before I'm back out there, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So because I want to give it time to heal, they want me to wait a whole extra week, so they want me to go back like Monday, so they're pulling it tomorrow, and they want me to go back a week from today to go get it checked out, but I'm not, I just can't wait that long, so I'm going to go ahead and head back to the trail. Luckily, I'm only 40 miles from the road that leads to Chama, so, if I get back out there and on trail it starts bothering me, at least I'll be close to a road to get to town, so that's good at least. But yeah, he said that that I definitely would want my ice axe and micro spikes, but he said the only reason that he wouldn't say that the San Juans this year in a low snow year are as bad as the Sierra Nevada is because there just isn't as much snow. Like, there are definitely a lot of patches of dry ground. It's just there are some areas where there's like a long chute, kind of like Forester Pass, but it's, real steep and a place that you don't want to fall. So, okay, let's see. Hi Dixie, this is Jane. You have inspired me to hike the AT. That is awesome. So Jane, what year are you planning on getting out there and doing it? Are you going to section or through hike or what and when? And Tony says, with all the river crossings you did on the Gila, did you wear the Ultras the whole time? I've got a pair of Zero Z Trail sports sandals, and I wonder if those wouldn't be easier on the feet. They might would. I did go with Ultras the whole time. I don't like to have to, like, swap out. There are so many crossings that it would not make sense to, like, stop and swap. But I guess you could go to sandals for the whole stretch if you wanted to. But you're still kind of, like, in desertous areas, so there are still a lot of briars and pokey things. So I guess, you could. It might shred your feet up a little bit. But, I mean, I wear shorts and all of it, and my legs get shredded up. But I mean, it's a possibility. I don't know. If you get in that stretch and your feet get tore up, with blisters, with the sandals and stuff, you just be in a bad spot because there really are no bailout points except for docks, and that's several days before you get to docks and then several days after that. So, and docks doesn't have like shoes, so you might want to, if you decide to do that, I would have shoes sent ahead to docks in case the shoes that you're trading out for don't work. But it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, so that's what I did. Let's see. Question for Mom. So that's the question. But so she'll get to that one. She's fixing herself some coffee right now. So okay, let's see. The next one, since Perk is ahead of you, will you connect back up with him at some point? Okay, Steven, I'm glad you asked that because somebody else asked about Perk and if I'll just connect back with him where he's at and keep hiking, or if I'm gonna get back on where I left off. And the answer is I'm gonna get back on where I left off. Like, I don't do, flip-flops and all that, so I just like to go straight northbound. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? It's just what you prefer. Okay, I see Frank, if you're watching this, or if you can hear me right now, I'm sorry, I'll finish the answer in a second, but I just saw that you commented on the post on Patreon. A little notification popped up, but for me to see what you wrote, you have to click the link and like go into the YouTube window and comment there, so because otherwise I can't see it. So I know it's kind of confusing because I got Patreon and then the YouTube thing too, but okay, so all right, so yeah, meeting back up. Oh Lord have mercy.
Sorry. The table.
It's okay. So anyway, yeah, y'all are like eating dinner with the Millses right now. You just didn't even know because DJ's eating some food. Montana's over here eating cereal.
I was just gonna not interrupt
My
you.
dad's over there, like, you know,
In the cake.
It's cake.
eating cake, but and Mom and I are having coffee. So anyway, but yeah, I just don't like to jump around. Like when I get to Canada, I want to know that I am done, and I don't have to come back and fill in a hole or anything like that. And the chances of me catching Perk are probably pretty good, even though it's been a while. I was off for 17 days on the PCT, and I still managed to catch him because he tends to get distracted, and in town, he tends to linger and like procrastinate a little bit. And then so if he runs into a friend that he spends a few days with or something out there, then I'll catch him. So that's what happened on the PCT. I caught him. So okay, so your answer about
The
InReach. So do you sleep better at night with InReach?
Yes, definitely. Because every night I get a notification when she's ready to stop for the night. And so I look forward to that every night. And so far, you know, it's come through every night. So
yeah, either I have cell service and I text, or like I send it to everybody. So the other family members, like my siblings, might not care, you know, but like especially DJ's probably like, okay, whatever, you know.
Well,
but like,
I mean, I get it, but I'm just like,
yeah,
that's
cool,
fine.
yeah. So, but I always message and like let you know all of them know what mile I'm at, and like, you know, if we're on one of the alternates, then I'm alive, because you know the text itself isn't enough of an indication that I'm still alive. I actually say I'm alive at.
yes, she does. I'm alive. And then where she's at.
So that was a big thing for me. You know, it's like I feel like on the AT, I was like, I don't need that mess. You know, there are enough people around here. And then on the PCT, most of the trail, I felt completely comfortable without having anything like that. And I had a personal locator beacon through the Sierra Nevada, but not being able to tell my mom, like, I'm alive. Like, I would, you know, I would worry. I would tell her, give me, it should only take me 5 days through this stretch, but give me 7 before you call search and rescue. So I knew that if I got to 6, she was worried, because I told her it'd probably take 5, but now it's taken 6. And so that bothered me, and I think in turn could make me make some bad decisions, because I'm rushing to, you know, maybe I'm not going to wait and go over the pass the next day when the snow's crunchy, and instead I go when it's slushy. So I'm putting myself in more danger, knowing that my mom's at home freaking out and might call, you know, search and rescue or something. And so it just helps a lot.
Well, the AT, I think I worried, but I don't know. I worried more on the PCT because of the snow. You know, and
I didn't tell her how bad. I probably didn't let on to actually how bad it was.
No, she didn't.
And then I'm like in the videos, I'm like, sorry, Mom.
Yeah. And then I'm like, what? But yeah, that longest stretch was like, what was it?
7
days?
Yeah, I don't remember
7.
exactly. It was 6 or 7.
But if I could have just gotten I'm alive, you know, every
and
night.
Actually, I think maybe it would have been 7, but I got to message you a couple of days before because somebody else had an InReach, and I was just like, I have to get one of these. I think I messaged you twice from somebody else's InReach.
Yeah.
One was Airborne, and one was another guy at VVR. Yeah. So just so I could like, and it was such a good feeling, and so I'm really happy to have one. And so if not for you and your safety, if you go out in the woods and stuff, for the sanity of people back home who are worried about
Right, poor pitiful moms or
husbands,
wives, whatever, significant others.
Okay, let's see. Y'all have got some good questions coming. All right, let's see. We got a bunch. Let's see. Oh, so great to see you and family. Hi from Tahoe. Hey, hope you're feeling better. Tooth pain on the trail is my nightmare. Yeah, I got lucky that it happened. I say lucky, but while I was at home, at least, like a blessing and a curse. I did about 2.1 miles in Sam's Gap. I'm hoping to go back this summer. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, before doing the AT, I had done like I think my biggest day of day hiking was like 4 miles or something. So like it's, you know, you start somewhere. So would you consider hiking the Great Himalaya Trail? I hadn't looked into it, but it sounds like it would be cool. Right now I've got my eye on, I think, New Zealand and filling in the places on the PCT that had fire closures, and then the Camino. So this is the sister that wants to do the Camino.
Well,
and I think Mom would like that too. I think Mom would like all of them, honestly.
It's gonna be
but-
a struggle.
I think I'd like to hike with you maybe like next summer or something.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. When I do some of the fire closures on the PCT.
That would be good.
Yes.
Because, I mean, this summer is just like,
Montana graduating.
yeah, I'm trying to come down now from being stressed out from her graduating and
Yeah.
everything. So
because we had a lot of people up in this house. So it was crazy. A lot of people love Little Montana.
Yeah.
So
plus just senior year,
they love
the
her.
whole
Yeah,
senior year is
exactly.
Stressful.
And so Mom works with the school with special needs kids. Yeah, so she has the summers off. So that would be cool because I was thinking about taking fancy too.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. Maybe
That's
I'll change my mind.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Okay, let's see. Any suggestions on camping for a newbie? Well, if you tell me like more specifically realm, because there are a lot of suggestions, right? Like, so like you did 2 miles already, just go in 2 miles, camp for the night. And so, I mean, if you get in a bad spot and you realize you left something really important, you can turn around and maybe even a mile in or something like that. And I've got gear lists and everything on the website so you can see, you know, like your basic needs, but you want to make sure you got shelter, food, and water. And so you could go in a mile, just set up, do that, and come back the next day, and you'll know, like, you can start, you'll have a baseline of like, oh, I forgot a headlamp, you know, that was dumb, I need to not do that next time. And so that way you're not like off and way in the middle of nowhere, you know, not having the things that you need. So let's see, have you intentionally left behind any sentimental item on trail? Do
Not
you
intentionally.
do you ever mount camera on your head? If lost off trail, what do you do to find the trail? Okay, so no, I haven't intentionally. I don't leave anything on the trail on purpose because, I mean, leave no trace, right? But if you mean, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. So, like, I leave things at home. Like, I have, oh my gosh, I've never told you all this before. I have this doll that I've had since I was, like, very little. And her name is Sue Baby. Montana's laughing at me over here. And I, like, pretty much before I started hiking, I took her, if I went to spend the night somewhere or I went on a out-of-town trip, she was, like, in my bag. And so not taking her on the AT, I was like, ah. So I really wanted to take her, but I didn't. And so I had a picture of Mom holding her instead and took that. So, yep, I'm cheesy like that. All right. Moving along. Do you ever mount camera on your head? No, I haven't done that before. If it was like a GoPro, but it's my phone. So no. And then if lost off trail, what do you do to find the trail? So I have the Gut Hooks app. For the AT, the PCT, and the CDT, they have it, and so I just look at that and like GPS, it, you know, kind of tells you how to get there. Also, the InReach has the trail on it, so I can look at that too. So let's see. All right. See how it like scrolls down and then you. Okay. Let's see. All right, here we go. Reach the quarterway point on the AT, and it is raining. Weird, rain on the AT. Well, congratulations on the quarter point. That's pretty awesome. I remember I was not hiking through that spot and I randomly saw that sign up on a tree and I was like, oh, well, there we go. There it is. And then I just kept hiking and I'm pretty sure that it was raining that night. So, do you know of any through hikers who use insulin pumps successfully on long distance hikes? I'm diabetic and so far have only tried short hikes. Okay, Ray, I know this conversation has come up if you're on Facebook in the Homemade Wanderlust Backpacking Forum group. I know that it's come up in there. I haven't known anyone personally, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't happened. And I think that people have kind of bounced around some solutions for stuff like that, especially something like the AT. It's like a bunch of section hikes basically put together. And then also, there are people who have, and this could be something if you have the resources for this, that take 2 cars to like a starting point. They have somebody take a car with them, so there are 2 cars at a starting point, and then you'll drive the car north like 3 to 5 days ahead and hike south to the other car, and then drive that car above the other one 3 to 5 days ahead and hike south to that car, and that way you always have access to a vehicle and you can drive yourself to town if you need it. So yeah, so but anyway, if you go in that group, I know that has definitely been talked about. So but I can't remember an exact solution, but that's just a suggestion. I know people have done the car thing, and then I know they've talked about some other solutions or potential solutions. All right, so Steven says, hey Dixie, starting section hike at Cascade Locks to Manning Park in 3 weeks. How bad are the mosquitoes? Well, I need an ice axe then. Let's see, Manning Park to, Cascades. So basically you're doing Washington. I would say in 2 or 3 weeks. No, that's actually, I think that's when thru hikers normally start going southbound. So I don't know for sure. If you look up the Trek, which is like, it used to be the Appalachian Trials page, but Zach Davis did the the PCT southbound last year, and that's about the time that Sobos are starting the PCT. So if you look into that, look into what he did and what he used in his gear lists, that should help you. I don't know for sure, so I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you one way or the other because I wasn't there at that time. So yeah, I wish I knew. But if you find out, message me and let me know, and that way I can answer that in the future. Let's see. Hey Dixie, it was a beautiful day in Rocksylvania. It's your 3rd long distance trail. Was your planning for this trip different than your planning for your AT hike? Yeah, Rocksylvania. You know, Pennsylvania isn't that bad for rocks until the end, but New Hampshire is terrible. So anyway, I planned pretty much the same way. I would say that I planned probably less this time because I know what I need and I feel comfortable with the gear that I have now. So, but pretty much the same, just less planning for the most part. I ask because I tend to just head out with some food and water and filter and stuff and not planning a lot. I go with the flow. Yes, that's exactly what I do. I just kind of go with the flow and just, figure it out. If you've got all of your basic needs covered, you can sit there and you can plan out, like, I'm going to eat this much food and I'm going to hike this many miles each day from this part to this part, and then you can crumple it up and throw it out the window because you're going to change as you go along. Or if you stick to it, you might make yourself miserable. So, because plans change, and that's the beauty of a hike, whether it's a section hike or long distance hike, is, having some flexibility. So, for me anyway. So, everyone's different. Some people really like that planning, but how's the duplex holding up? Just got mine. Can't wait to take it out. So far, so good. No holes or anything like that yet. I have not been cowboy camping on it, and I've been keeping it in a stuffed sack, so I'm sure that helps. Hey Dixie, looks like the CDT has some challenging resupply locations. Any thoughts? P.S. Get well soon. Thank you, Frank. Oh, yay! You found where to comment. That's awesome. Yeah, the tooth is doing a lot better for now. I'm sure tomorrow after I get it yanked out, it's not going to feel that great. But the CDT does have some challenging resupply locations. So far, most of the places have had something, like even if it's not like a great resupply. But once I get done, I'll definitely, mention that. And I try to leave decent notes and gut hooks too. On the towns and stuff. But I'll definitely, come up with like 10 places that you should send a resupply box for the CDT and stuff like that. So, okay, let's see. I'm still working on my vlog of me on the AT. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I'm glad that so many people are vlogging, because it really can be helpful for people of like all, experience levels. So, hey, Dixie's mom. What did you think of the cougar encounter? She's coming trotting in here.
Huh? What? Think of the cougar
are you
encounter?
calling my mom a cougar? Oh my gosh.
Well, she didn't say anything. She just kind of sent the video and the pictures. And I was at work, and I was like, holy crap. I mean, that sounded like a thank God. I'm like, oh my gosh. It scared me. And I was just happy that the thing moseyed on off. But, you know, what if it hadn't? So, yeah, at least she didn't call it darling. So
yeah, I didn't call it darling this time.
But yeah, those things scare me because I mean, I'm always afraid that she's gonna run across something like that, and especially when she's by herself. And I always ask her, "Are you by yourself? Are you by
she
yourself?"
does. And I'm like,
every day.
Aaron's just behind me, or Perk's just ahead, or well, there was one stretch where I was completely alone.
Yeah,
the whole time,
I know.
But
yeah, and nobody was with you that time.
My dad says if I had called it darling, that I would have not been here to talk about this. So. But I don't know. I think I just scared it. Like, I think it was just laid there asleep, and I just ran up and scared it.
Park was ahead of you. How do you know it didn't eat Park already and it was looking for Park?
Well, he was like days ahead. I mean,
exactly,
I guess it could
my
have.
point. And where was Aaron?
Days behind.
Exactly. I hate that.
Yeah. Well, I'm too bitter to eat anyway, so.
Wait until the gold dogs and the 3 bears.
Okay. Hunger to go out and hike, but I have been busy. Yeah, I understand that busy thing. So, I mean, that's how it was. Like, I did not anticipate the AT, like, when it happened. It was kind of out of the blue, wasn't it? I mean, it was like, I was just working in Denver, you know, doing my thing, being an engineer, and then I was just like, I think I'm moving home to hike. Did I tell you on the phone, or did I text you? I don't remember. Yeah.
You said, Mom, I think I'm quitting, and I'm coming home, and I'm going to prepare to hike the AT. and I said, I'm like, okay. And I thought it was just like a phase and it would pass. Yeah, maybe, but I should have known better, because once she gets an idea in her head, it's done.
It's done.
It's done.
It's gonna happen. So. We went like day hiking, you know, like a couple mile trails and stuff like that. And Grandfather Mountain and a lot of stuff in North Carolina, and then Whiteside Mountain, yeah. And then I don't know, we just like never backpacked really. We did camping though, like car camping and stuff, but we just never like put everything on our backs and walked. But yeah, Graveyard Fields, all the Blue Ridge Parkway.
You hiked all the way up Devil's Courthouse when you were 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even remember what that's like now, though, you know. So
yeah, it's pretty steep.
Yeah.
All the way up. I mean, it's very steep.
Back in the day when I used to like uphills. Yeah.
Oh, well, you were little then.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. See where we're at. This part's always funny. It's like, let's see where we are.
Yeah, big nose.
Yeah, big nose. We got some burgers in there. Okay, let's see. Hey Mom, hey Dixie. Okay, P.S. says, my 17-year-old daughter and I love following your adventures. You've become quite the role model. Oh, well, that's awesome. Well, I can't see I see your little picture, but it doesn't look like you're old enough to have a 17-year-old daughter, Frank. But anyhow, I'm glad that that she watched. That makes me feel good, and that's why, I don't know, I try to make it to where the videos, you know, things happen in them sometimes. I mean, there are people who smoke marijuana on the trail. There are people who, you know, just do their own thing out there and whatever, but I don't capture that because, you know, I'll have people message me and be like, oh, my 5th grade class watched this. And I know I've said that before, but it's like, I don't want it to be where families can't watch it together and where my mom would be like, oh
my.
So anyway, so I'm glad that y'all are able to watch that, and thank you for watching it, and I'm glad that somebody feels like I'm a good role model, because that makes me feel good. So let's see.
Hey sis.
Yeah. And what is your 17-year-old daughter's name, Frank? I'm just curious, just being nosy. Okay, my spot really keeps my loved ones calm. I have a general message for all and a more personal for my wife. Oh, save us extra stress. So with the spot, you don't like text like certain things. It's just like you mash, and I think it sends like an automatic message that you have preset. But that way, it's still the same thing. They know you're like, but you can't like send messages back and forth, but it gives them their location also. I guess he's got one set for general folks and one special for his wife.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's sweet. Hey, sis.
Hey.
Somebody said hey. In-reach cost of service. So the cost of the in-reach is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's like, it's less than 1,000, but it's more than 600. It's 7 to 8, I believe. But apparently they've just come out with the mini spot or the mini in-reach, so they may be marking the bigger ones down. I don't know. And then the service, it just depends on how many texts. So I do the unlimited, and it saved me being able to message her when my Sawyer froze, because that way you had one waiting on me when I got to town, basically. So let's see, inReach costs $700 here, and I'll show you. That's what I was thinking, is somewhere between 7 and 8. And then the service is, you know, I think I want to say I pay $60 a month for the unlimited. But if you go to their website, it shows you all the different things that you can get. But the Spot device is cheaper, and but I can't send my mom a text and say, hey, could you send me a Sawyer squeeze to XYZ, or like she can't tell me like your dogs are doing okay, or what, you know what I mean? You just like basically press a button and it sends a ping to let people know you're okay. So it's more limited, but it is cheaper. So brought my little cousin backyard camping the last couple nights. He can't wait for more. Oh, that's so cool. I feel like it's so exciting to do that stuff with kids anyway, right?
Yes. How old is the little cousin?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't say.
No, and she may not want me to tell you this, but I will anyway. But she had a trampoline when we lived down in Florida.
Oh yeah.
And it had a tent over it, and she did a lot of backyard camping with her friend. And
yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Yes, we did. We had to, so it was a big old trampoline they got me. They spoiled me rotten. Got me this huge trampoline, and then put this big old tent over the top of it. And it probably cost as much as a backpacking tent does. And anyway, we got out there and would jump on it. Yeah, we would spend the night and stuff like that. And one night we ate so many oranges, and Elizabeth my best friend told me a funny story. And y'all, I was trying to get out of the trampoline because I was about to pee on myself because I was laughing so hard. And I was running, like, pulling my britches down. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but pulling my britches down, like, running and, like, trying to get out of the trampoline. And she was sitting in the middle of it. So I finally get to the side thing, and I just started peeing on myself. And it literally ran down the trampoline to where she was sitting in the middle. And then she's jumping up, trying to run away from my pee, and it's going everywhere all over us.
And your sleeping bags were all wet.
Yes, we got pee on everything, and we came back
up in the house.
Yeah, we came back inside. So, yep, that night that happened. So, all right. Let's see. Hey, that's funny. I want to be a paraprofessional for people with disabilities. Hey,
yeah,
that's awesome.
I love it.
That's what she does. Yeah,
especially with all of my children. Well, the last one graduating,
the babies going.
Yeah. So now I have my babies at school. Well, yeah. They're not babies, but they'll still be my babies.
She should have gone to school for that. That should have been Mom's thing, because she went to school for human resources, but like. Yeah. That was not her calling, after all. I don't think so.
No, well, yeah. I mean, I'm a people person.
Yeah, but I think you get more fulfillment out of what you're
doing. Yes,
yeah.
But I have high schoolers.
Because, like, she's had 5 kids come through now and fly the coop, and she's talking about fostering kids. You know, like, she's like, maybe I should. And I'm like, no, maybe you should not have kids for a while. So
well, I'm gonna stick with Girl Scouts.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And love on them. So.
Ah, here's a good suggestion for about the question with camping. Hit the backyard even and test. That's a great. So start with the backyard and then move on to going a mile in or so and camping. So let's see. Where are we at? Okay. Doing the Camino in late October with wife and daughter only last 100 miles, but good for break-in PCT in spring 2019. Just booked flights. Oh, that's awesome. Well, you should let me know how the Camino is when you get done, so that way if we go to do it, then we'll have some tips, because I don't know anything about it. Yeah,
maybe Montana will go with us next summer too.
Yes, you get the PCT, parts of the PCT. She's bugs and all that are probably not her thing. Uphills, yeah. You went to Shawakla though.
I did.
You did it like a champ. Hi Mom and Dixie. Did my first 15-mile hiking day. Had bad leg cramps. Have you ever had leg cramps early in your hikes before you've gotten your trail legs? Yeah. So you asked that you commented that on the post, and I had it written down to mention. And I've never had that, but maybe like taking potassium pills will help. I don't know. I wonder if that's what it is, or maybe doing lower miles. When you stop and take breaks, maybe elevating them. I don't know. I've never had cramps wake me up or anything like that. So massage those legs, soak them in like a creek or something, maybe even. But yeah, I never have had that, Jim. And if anyone else has and they have something to add, that would be great. How do you know how many miles you do? Are there any good apps? Yeah, so Gut Hooks is what I use, and it tells me exactly what mileage I'm at. But you can check out the All Trails app. Maybe for local trails, that might be helpful. How's the mapping feature on the InReach? Do you have to preload maps? No, it's already in there. So, I mean, it shows the topo, it shows the line of the trail. It would be good enough if I needed to use it as a backup. And then I just dropped my little waypoints of where, I camped and all, so that they can see them. Let's see, when I hiked in Sam's Gap, it rained, and in the vlog I'm working on, I mentioned you. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it's good to get out there and experience the rain, because it definitely happens sometimes for like 5 days straight, especially on the AT. So that's a nifty idea, the 2-car thing. Thank you. Yay! I'm glad. Hopefully that'll help. Yeah, somebody out there was doing that. I would have never thought of that, but it could definitely be useful for sure. When you're hiking with other people, how much time do you actually spend with them? Do you seek out alone time, or do you prefer to be around the group?
I asked you that same thing.
Yeah, it kind of depends on the day. Sometimes you want to be with people. It's like in normal life. Like sometimes I want to be around my family because I love them, and sometimes I'm like, I'm going home now.
Sometimes you don't love us.
I always love you, but sometimes I just...
You just don't like it.
Yeah.
Most of the time you pretty much live here.
Oh yeah. My brother said most of the time I'm over here. So like I got my own place, but a lot of times I come over here because, my family's pretty cool. So I'm a fan of them. So let's see. All right. But yeah, so it just depends. Like, and on the AT, I was really glad for people around a lot because it was a new thing to me. But as time has gone on, I enjoyed the stretch alone, actually, the 5 days or so that I wasn't with Perk and Aaron, just for something different. So I like to mix it up personally. But on the AT and the PCT, you can pretty much find somebody to talk to if you need to talk. So, or if you just want to be around some folks. Okay, let's see. Hello, Dixie. Folks are still tuning in. We're up to 84 folks now watching.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So you might want to get that booger. I'm just kidding. When your big screen movie is planned, who would play Dixie? Oh, Lord. Montana says she will.
Yeah, that's your mini-me.
My mini-me. Yeah. Yeah, we do.
I play that little part.
Yeah, look at this. Show it.
I'm not doing it.
No, do it.
No, I'm not doing it.
Why not? Do it.
You do it.
Now you do it.
Look, it runs in the family.
I don't have
Y'all
that.
don't tell anybody about that.
Okay, I've got both.
Yeah.
You've got one.
Well, at least your face is symmetric. Symmetrical? Symmetrical.
Symmetrical?
Thank you. That's what I meant to
No.
say. All right.
No.
Let's see.
I stepped on Hank.
Where are we at? Oh. Yeah, every time somebody comments, it scrolls up, and so I have to. Okay, let's see. Hike today in the 96-degree heat here in Michigan. I'm melted. How early did you get going to beat the heat, and how many miles did you average during those scorchers? Night hike instead. You can certainly night hike instead, or yeah, just to get up, 4:34. I take a little while to get out of my tent, so, and then from probably 11 to 1 or so, I would, no, like 11 to like 3 even, 4. I mean, it just depends on the day. I would take time off and then hike into the night a couple hours. So I would still get, 20 miles. In the desert, I normally didn't do over 20 miles, not a whole lot of days. Yeah, this is my Aunt Melba right here. Let's see if it'll swap. Say hi, Aunt Melba. So see, y'all are meeting all of my family. There's Dad, which
Playing
is
on his phone.
Yeah, playing on his phone. Okay. All right. So
Gotcha.
yeah, see how much clearer the other one is in selfie mode. Okay, so let's see. Where was I at? Okay, so yeah, probably like 11 to 3 I would hide in the shade and take a nap, and then hike a few hours into the night. So, okay, on the AT, use AT guidebook or National Geographic section maps. What do you think is most useful for a through hike? On the AT, AWOL's guide is good, but Gut Hooks is going to do better because you'll be able to see if you get off trail and where you messed up and how to correct it. And so, honestly, I recommend Gut Hooks for all 3 of the big trails. So, and they have Gut Hooks for other trails too. So, when you're using Gut Hooks that are on Bear Creek maps, can I use lay paper maps or do I need Bear Creek paper maps? How does that work? I'm not sure what Bear Creek paper maps are, to be honest. And the lay maps, there's an app called Avenza that you can get those in, and I really haven't used the lay maps much. So I've heard further up north I will. So that's basically referring to CDT maps and stuff for those of you who aren't sure. So, okay, let's see. Episode do we get to see? Which Thomas, you're on here all the way from Germany. Look at you. You stayed up late for this, or you're up early. I'm not sure which, but so the mountain lion. I don't know exactly what episode that'll be. It just depends on how Aaron decides to split it up. But what are we on right now? 5?
Mm-hmm.
5? Yeah, so it might be like 8 if I had to guess, but I don't know for sure. I can't swear to you. So is that video coming Wednesday? The mountain lion video is not going to be Wednesday because it's still in the future from where we're at right now on the videos. So I was going up the PCT side. I don't recall any sketchy shoot anyway. On Forester Pass I did, so I'm not sure if that's the one you mean. So I'm not sure. I don't think the PCT got as much. Well, I know it didn't get as much as last year, but I don't think that it's like a high snow year again. So you just really have to, see what happens. And after the shoot, or there were switchbacks, like I went straight up, and then there were some switchbacks, and then the shoot is on one of the switchbacks, but I'm not sure if you're talking about Whitney or Forster. So if you mean Whitney and you're talking the portal side, then I didn't go that side, so it depends. Yay, I made it. Hi from Idaho. Oh, fun. Dixie and her family love it. Yeah, they're a mess. Question, when you were on the PCT and the doe followed you, were you surprised when she kept following you? Yes, like I was so surprised. Like it went on for at least a half a mile or so. She kept on and kept on, but I realized it's because she was salt deficient, so. Hello there. What have you done for insurance coverage as of late or when on the trail? So I don't have any. I don't have insurance. I thought about getting some of that travel insurance, but like World Travelers, or I even thought about doing a cost sharing program, and that's probably what I'll do when I get back home, and probably should have done before now, but As far as like the dental work and all, I'm just gonna be, you know, paying for that, and they might let me make payments or something. But yeah, that'll just be straight out of pocket. But as little as I have been to the doctor and had, you know, any visits or anything like that in the last, since 2014, 4 years? Yeah, in the last 4 years, you know, I've not paid much in the way of health care. So, I mean, actual health care, not health coverage. So, so anyway, I feel like it averages out, you know. So it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of living on the edge doing that, you know, and I realize that, but it's just a risk I guess I've been willing to take. So, and so far has worked out. But yeah, so I don't have insurance, but a lot of people do the travel insurance, and I actually have a video on that, and then people do the health or the cost sharing program, which most of those are affiliated religiously. So you know, it just depends on how you feel about that. So let's see. Look, I just saw somebody say, are you flashing an engagement ring? No, that is a, this is, so it's mirror imaged right now. This is my right hand and this is my left hand. So this is just a silver ring I got in Silver City. It's just like onyx.
Wait, they say engage or something?
Yeah, they thought it was an engagement ring. No, not engaged. Montana said, got y'all. But no, not engaged. Okay, let's see. I just hiked help. Oh!
That was Hank. That was Hank.
Sorry,
I tried to
y'all.
stop him.
Look,
to stop him.
that is the guilty party right there. So sorry about that. And my phone is plugged up, and Hank has this thing where will you flip that light on too, if you don't mind? He has this thing. Oh yeah, that's so much better. He has this thing where he sees a cord and he's like, "Oh, it's attached to some kind of electronic device, and I want to snatch it down on the floor." So, sorry about that. Hey, y'all said you wanted me to be over here around my family, and this is the kind of crazy stuff that happens over here. So, surprised the dogs hadn't started going crazy yet. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? Here we go. Let's see. Okay, I just hiked Hell's Canyon. Thought of you the whole way. Your input helped lighten my pack considerably. Thank you. Good. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, because I know like a lot of folks on the like the video where it's like, oh, the top gear that people ditch first and stuff. People are like, you'll have to pry my, you know, Leatherman from my cold dead hands. I'll never get rid of it. And it's like, don't, you know, a lot of the things that I suggested that people tend to ditch first, well, I shouldn't say a lot of them, but some of them I have. So like the collapsible mug, that's something that a lot of people are like, oh, I don't need this. I can just drink my coffee out of my pot. Or some people decide to go stoveless. So it's not like I was picking on people who carry those things. It was just like, just so you know, these are the things that people tend to get rid of. So you might want to think, do I actually need this, or is there a lighter option, or, you know, yada, yada. So, but people get offended sometimes. So anyway, I'm just glad that it was helpful for you. Have you been in touch with Perk since you left the trail? Also, my husband is wondering, have you ever run out of food on the trail? Yes, I have been in touch with Perk, and he's been giving me some information about the conditions in the San Juans, which apparently I want to take my ass. Oh, ice and micro spikes. About said an ugly word on accident. Excuse me. Let's see. And no, I've never completely run out of food. I have. Let's see. I've gone into town with like one snack left or something like that, but I've never had absolutely nothing. But I always do whatever days I think I'm gonna do. So if I got a 100-mile stretch and I say I'm gonna do 20 miles per day, then I go ahead and do 5 days of food plus one meal. So that way, you know, if I stay an extra day, at least I have something to eat. So let's see.
How do they know about the boxes? You know, like Stick stuff in there. I'm sure they do.
Oh, the hiker boxes?
Yeah.
Oh, you like that idea, don't
Yeah,
you?
I do.
Montana just, we were talking about hiker boxes the other day, and she really likes that idea that it's like if you don't want something, you can put it in a box, and somebody else will get it. So, yeah, some of them may not know about the hiker boxes, but
I've
yeah,
never heard of that.
hiker boxes are just a lot of the businesses around town near the trail, hotels and stuff like that will have these boxes that, yeah, hikers put their stuff in if they don't want it. So, and they're called hiker
How many
boxes.
people you drive?
79. So let's see. Have you been in touch? Okay, that's not. Her name is Taylor. Okay, gotcha. Well, hello, Taylor, if you're watching, and I'm glad that y'all are enjoying the videos. Jeff says, hey, Dixie, really cool running into you at Jim Bob's last week. Can't wait to see the mountain lion video. Yeah, that was crazy, and thank you for becoming a patron, and welcome. Mama, I think this fella, Jeff, that's on here, Jeff Fuller, whose mom is from Chambers County.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she just moved back, and so I told him, I was like, I bet we're kin, but anyhow, it was nice meeting y'all too, and I hope that your mom's got a smooth transition to her new house. But they live up in Birmingham, and they were in Jim Bob's,
Oh my
and
goodness.
we were at Jim Bob's eating, and I hear Dixie, and I had like makeup on still from your graduation night, and my hair's curled and all that, and I was just like, oh, and I'm like, wait,
Hi,
they said
there.
Dixie. It's not somebody I know from here, you know. So it was really funny. It's a
Strange.
small world. It is a small world. So let's see. No, InReach is about. There is a cheaper InReach that does not, yes, have the maps. So thank you for correcting that. So there's the InReach Explorer Plus. There's the other. When you need to be extracted from the wilderness because you're in trouble, kind of thing. So, hello from West North Carolina. I was talking about the InReach Explorer Plus. I'm sorry, which has the maps. So, let's see. For your mom, Dixie, from another mom, what were your concerns the first time Dixie?
Cornbread.
Oh, making some cornbread.
Okay, what was question?
You're not from Alabama, are you? Okay, let's see. From another mom, what were your concerns the first time Dixie hiked the AT alone?
Dumping her out alone. It was really scary. I was just afraid because, you know, even though she tried to explain to me, well, there's so many people out there, you know, and I'm not going to be alone. And
Because that's what I had read. I mean, I didn't know, but that's what I had read.
right. I guess it was just the fear of the unknown. You know, she had never done this before, and I was just afraid of all the things that could possibly happen to her. I mean, what if she gets hurt, or just, I mean, everything running through my head. But I guess as she continued, it got a little easier.
Yeah.
She would contact me pretty often on the AT. So,
Yeah.
and then finding out
You have
that,
decent service. If you have Verizon, you'll have service
Right.
at least, every other day or so.
and then finding out that she made friends on the AT, and then she started hiking with other people. It got easier and easier as the time went.
Yeah, my dad was like, "You're gonna die! You ain't going alone!"
I didn't say that.
Yeah, well, he didn't say you're gonna die, but
Alone.
yeah, he said you're not going alone. Yeah, he lost that. But then he called me later and said, well, I'm glad that you were right because you made friends and it was okay. But he was just worried.
Well, I worried about the 2 escaped convicts in New York.
Oh, yeah, she worried. Yeah, that's right. He worried about there were 2 escaped convicts. I forgot about that. I'm surprised that you remember that.
I forgot about that too.
He forgot about the 2 escaped convicts in New York at the time. So, I mean, I guess that would be a good place to go hide on the AT. And, I mean, the guy got busted by the FBI at Trail Days the year that I was there. The one that had, like, embezzled a lot of money. Was it from Coca-Cola? I can't remember what company it was from. And he had also gone, I don't know if he was acquitted or if he actually went to trial or what, but his wife, the house, like, burned down while he was taking his dog for a walk, and his wife died, and I think he got insurance money. But anyway, that's
I don't know,
a
but
total.
that, like, hurt his
That's a
heart
total
and soul.
separate thing. What hurt his heart and soul?
Dad,
The
like,
convicts.
the whole
I
convict thing, that hurt his
know.
heart
I'm
and soul.
sorry, Dad. Okay, let's see.
I felt better when they were on the other side of the state.
Yeah, I remember that now with you saying that, but okay, go make your cornbread. Let's see. By the way, wisdom tooth. Wisdom tooth. What you mean, Philip? Like you're talking about my wisdom tooth? I'm trying now see it. I'm separated from what it was before, so you might have to remind me. Okay, cramps, pickle juice is your fix. Oh yeah, if you've got pickle juice, if you could tote some, but I remember you saying things about this before, but I'm still afraid of the boogeyman. Where you get spooked at night sometimes? Yes, I do get scared at night. Well, not really. I can get scared. So I've told y'all that story before about like trying to outrun the moon and thinking it was like somebody's headlamp behind me. So stuff like that'll happen. That's why I don't watch scary movies. But I mean, I'm not scared enough to where I don't night hike or I'm afraid to camp alone or anything like that. But it's just like, you know, I don't watch scary movies because I don't need help thinking of like demons behind the tree and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'll get silly little things will spook me sometimes and I'll laugh at myself. Oh, here we go. By the way, wisdom tooth extraction is type 3 fun for sure. Great. Good to know. Good to know. If you pull up your own YouTube feed on laptop while you're recording, you can keep track of the comments easier. Just helped me a lot. Just remember to mute it. Oh, that's great. That's a great idea. I'll have to remember that for the future. Thank you for that suggestion. You speak of various flora and fauna as you hike, but what about nighttime celestial sightings? The sky must be spectacular. Have you seen shooting star satellites, the ISS, fireballs? You know, I said something about this not too long ago about how, because we haven't done as much night hiking on the CDT, and the reason is sometimes you don't know where the trail is. So if you're hiking on a dirt road or something like that on the CDT, it's easy to do. And the stars have been great when I paid attention to them, but I do miss my Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2 for that reason, because I could lay in there in my tent and like look up at the stars, and it was really nice. But in my tent now I can't, but I'm going to start cowboying more. I think I'm going to take an emergency blanket to cowboy on top of. It's lighter than Tyvek, and somebody told me that they've been doing that and it's been working out for them. So I have seen a lot of shooting stars, some satellites, but nothing weird, you know, nothing like oh, it's a UFO or anything that creeped me out. But William says, cramps, often I take 2 tablets of potassium each day to stop cramps. You can carry a packet of mustard and eat that. Mustard is supposed to have both potassium and magnesium. Very cool. And I wonder also if like instant potatoes, maybe? Oh, Thomas says he likes the living room. Well, we're in the kitchen right now. These are the blinds just at the table, but yeah, you know, this is like where all the action is anyway, in the kitchen. So, did you hear about the 2 hiker deaths on Whitney this year? No, I didn't. It seems like people die on Whitney not to make light of it, but no, I hadn't. And I had a friend who's climbed it, midnight climbed it. Midnight not hiked up to watch the sunrise basically, and it was like 0 degrees up there. It's crazy. Hi from Tennessee. I'm thinking of getting the Mavic Air. Are you happy with yours? Do you like it better than the Mavic Pro? It's a lot lighter than the Mavic Pro. It doesn't handle the wind as much, but it's because it's a lot lighter. But yeah, tomorrow if somebody was like, do you want to take the Mavic Pro or the Mavic Air out on a backpacking trip? And I would say the Mavic Air because it's lighter. So, but it does just fine. I feel, you know, the sensors are a lot better as far as not running into things, because I kind of crashed the Pro a couple of times. Not way high up or anything, but just hit a tree and it kind of fell down. So, yeah. Let's see. Dan is a good insurance. I'm not sure. Are you talking about the health sharing program? You'll have to let me know what you mean by that. Let's see. Hi, Dixie and family. It's nice meeting and hearing your family's point of view, Kevin says. And then he says, what will be your process for handling your smellables in bear country, and will it compare to what you did on the AT? What do you keep with you versus putting in a bear bag container? Okay, that's a good question. So for the desert, haven't really been doing anything. If I've been in a place where there is no way to hang a bear bag, I just make sure I get the food and smellables out of my tent. But that's, you know, when there is a tree, then hanging, you know, makes the most sense. And I won't do a bear can. There are, as far as I know, no required areas for the bear can, except for a piece of an alternate in the Rocky Mountain National Park, and apparently it's like a 20-mile stretch. You can hike it in a day kind of thing if you set it up right. So, or maybe it's longer and there's a bear vault that you can keep your stuff in if you camp. I can't remember, but I know that I can get through it without needing to do that. So, but I've been thinking about the Ursack even for grizzly country, just to not have to worry about my bear bag getting torn into and all my food getting eaten, because that would not be good. So, and then again, you don't want the bears associating humans with food. So, but things that the only thing that well, basically anything that smells good. So baby wipes, baby powder, toothpaste, toothbrush, food containers, anything that's had food or has any kind of scent like that, except for my body, I put in a bag and get it out of my tent if I'm, you know, worried about bears. So, you know, toilet paper, used toilet paper, anything like that, I get all that stuff out of there. So, even my fuel I'll get out, because I could have spilled food on it, right? I don't know. I make sure to just get it all out of my tent. Dad, did you say used toilet paper?
Yes, he was
He was questioning my used toilet paper. So on the AT, you can bury your toilet paper. On the PCT, especially like in deserts areas where it's in sand and it doesn't like break down as easily, they highly suggest that you pack out your toilet paper. So
At some point it's going to disintegrate. I'm not putting used toilet paper.
He doesn't like the idea of toting out used toilet paper for sure. So I don't blame you. It is pretty gross. Okay, let's see. Well, when you have diarrhea, no, you don't tote out your poop. You just tote out the paper.
I understand.
You still wipe if you have diarrhea.
I understand that.
Well, then what?
He's saying it's worse.
Oh, you're saying it's like,
It's
I mean, it's
worse.
all doo-doo, right?
Okay, next topic.
Okay.
Like, I'm about to go back
This is
into my
so
room.
funny because they have never asked me about all this. Okay. See, y'all are helping my family learn some stuff. So, all right. Question is the MSR stove better than the Coleman stove? I've never used a Coleman. I use the MSR Pocket Rocket or the BRS. So, are you talking about the fuel? Because if you're talking about the fuel, the Coleman won't hook up to the new stove that I have, the BRS. So if any of y'all try to get that lightweight stove, it will not connect on the threads, according to Perk anyway. So, but yeah, I would say if you're gonna go backpacking, I feel like all the Coleman stoves I've seen are big. So I haven't seen like a backpacking one. They may make it though, but the MSR Pocket Rocket is a good stove to start with. So how is the iPhone X working out for you? That's my phone. Plan to use it on the PCT. So far, good. I mean, all the videos that I've shot so far, I mean, except for the shots that Aaron's gotten either with his phone or, like, so if it's got me in it, then Aaron probably took it. Unless it's like me walking by a fixed thing, then I probably set up the tripod and did it. But otherwise, it's been with my iPhone X. So I like it a lot. Howdy from Georgia. Thanks for the inspiration. I'm going to start section hiking the AT next year with a buddy from Prattville. Oh, cool. What a small world. Whereabouts in Georgia are you, Lou? Just curious. Okay, let's see. Regarding mirror image, that's why your hair is parted in the wrong side and your other tooth was missing. Yeah, it's, I'm doing this selfie mode on my phone. But that way I can make sure that me and Mom were in frame and that, you know, I don't know. But anyway, let's see. Great to see your family. This is a treat. Even a mirror image family. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why. But yeah, both of Montanas are missing, so no tricks there.
Yeah.
Leaving for my P&T solo hike in a week. Any words of wisdom to calm my nerves? And do you ever FaceTime your fur babies while on trail? Yes. I'm leaving behind a lot of fur babies, 4 kids, and my husband. Oh wow, that's really good for you and good for your husband for watching the babies. I'm just saying, like, she's escaping. That's great. You should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mom's like, yeah, escape. So that's awesome, and I'm really happy that they're supportive of you and getting to do that. So it's definitely normal to be nervous, so don't stress out about that. I mean, I know it's so easy to say, like, I'm like, don't stress about it, but then, you know, people are telling me about my tooth, like, oh, don't stress about it, but I'm stressed about it. So just know that it is normal to be stressed out about it. Just, you know, go through your gear list, make sure everything packs well in your pack. You know, you'll probably change it 100 times once you get out there, but just, you know, enjoy yourself. And remember that you're going to have bad days, you're going to have a lot of good days, and that the bad days always end up making good stories. So that's what I say, because, like, I'll have a terrible day out on trail, but for some reason, like, most of the terrible days are the ones that I remember and laugh about later. So, you know, especially if they end up somehow turning around. So, but yeah, just expect that every day isn't going to be perfect, but it's going to be awesome, and you're going to have more memories, and for at least for me, I had so much more confidence once I got done. So, and plus, like, your kids are going to think you're awesome, right? Like, they're going to be like, my mom did this thing. And so, I don't know. You're being a good role model for your babies, I reckon. So, let's see. Any trail angels or trail magic on the trail? Not so far. Well, one. We had a friend of mine came out and did trail magic. But
That's very right.
yeah, trail magic is where, like, folks, well, food and I guess I shouldn't say no trail magic. There haven't been, like, people out there doing, like, trail magic at a road crossing yet. But there have been, like, coolers and water caches, and the water caches are pretty magical when you're getting short on water and, you know, you just want to chug a liter of water. So, so yes, there have been angels that have done things, but I haven't met any of them out there on trail. And then, let's see, do you still talk to Riga? Yes, I haven't talked to her since I started the CDT, but we normally talk every few weeks or so. So I need to catch up with her. I'm actually glad you said that. When I was in the mountains the other day, I saw some flashing white light. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you see all sorts of things. Just got to keep your eyes up and pay attention. Let's see. And backing up, the words of encouragement for the P&T solo through hike. I guess, like, just keep your head up and enjoy all of the little things. Like, try to, like, look at the little flowers and look at the little bugs sitting on the flowers and stuff like that, because those are the things, even when, you know, I'm sitting down and taking a break, I try to notice, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing, and I wouldn't see this if I wasn't out here. So anyway, there are several things that I could tell you. If you message me, I will put these into better words, but yeah, I just backtracked on that. But anyway, okay. Since you have experienced all 3 major trails, which trail would you recommend people start with? Definitely the AT, for sure. But that was, like, my first love, and that's the order I did it, so I'm biased. But I do think that there is more room for mistakes on the AT than the other trails. I think there's the weather, like the temperatures, you know, it gets warmer in the summer and stuff, so you're not at as high elevations. Just for a lot of reasons, I think that it's good to get out there if you're a beginner and start with the AT. The PCT, though, is definitely doable, and there are still people out on the CDT that this is their first backpacking trip. So, I mean, but I would say, like, if you know, my sister was like, I want to do all 3 trails, I would tell her, like, we'll start with AT. That's what I would definitely suggest. So, let's see. Ched says, sorry, I'm late to the party, Dixie. So glad you have some family around when dealing with that tooth. Got my own first hike coming up in 2 weeks. If I get eaten by mice, it's all your fault. Well, you won't, but your food might for sure. So, Let's see. Your folks raised up very fine family. Thanks for your time here. Oh, well, thank you. And I'm pretty happy with the hand I was dealt as far as my family's concerned. They're pretty great. So, let's see. Wondering if you're still doing T-shirts with "Hey, darling" for sale. I'll take 20, please. So yes, I want to do. I do want to do some of those, and my plan was to do some of that while I was here. I will have T-shirts at some point.
I can help you out now that I'm out of school.
Oh yes.
I can design.
Can you?
I got this.
This
Well,
whole
I
time.
got this.
Okay, well, good, because I haven't had a design, so I haven't known what to do. But okay, so Montana has just put it upon herself that she will do the design, and Mom will oversee this process and give her vote on what
When I
looks
get back
good.
from camp.
Okay, when she gets back from camp. So anyway, once I have some designs, then all I have to do is order the shirt. I want to wear it, like put it on and feel it, or have them, check it out in person before anyone's buying it, because I want to have them drop shipped. So, but yes, we will be doing that for sure. So, does Park have an inReach or spot device? No, he does not. He doesn't have either, but he's been texting me, so he's had some service, or he's called me from town. I need a wife to watch my fur babies when I hike the AT next year. That's hilarious. Oh, man. Well, I can't help you there. I don't know. Maybe in the Homemade Wanderlust Backpacking Forum group on Facebook, there may be a wife who will watch your fur babies if you'll return the favor the following year. So, Augusta, Georgia here, so only a few hours from the trail. Lots of family in LA, mostly around Demopolis. That's awesome. Lower Alabama. Also, War Damn Eagle, except when y'all are playing my alma mater, Mississippi State. All right. Well, I hear you. War Eagle back. And, yeah, Mississippi State's fine. I've been there. I've seen their campus and eaten ice cream there. So, I actually had a biosystems engineering gathering there on that campus, and it was a beautiful campus. So Carl says your CDT videos have had 2 very brief gorgeous night sky shots of the stars. How are those set up? So Aaron has a fancy camera, and he set it up to time lapse, and I'm actually thinking about carrying a Sony, watch me say it wrong, RX100 I believe it is, when I leave here, because we keep trying to step it up a notch, and the thing that has me really interested in that is it's tiny and the slow-mo. But to answer your question, I'm getting off on a tangent. Aaron has he's gotten some really pretty shots of the sky. He's gotten a couple more since the videos that have already come out, but so he's trying to learn, and well, he knows more about photography, in the way that he's taking classes and stuff at school, and I've never had any, training, and he knows stuff about camera specs and all that, and I'm just, whenever I have a question about, like, what lens to get, or what iPhone, or, the drone and all that, the gimbal, it was just like, Aaron, what do you think? Aaron, what do we need? And so I'm really glad that I've had him to help me with all that stuff, so, because otherwise I'd just be like, okay, I got the phone, and, I'd talked about the drone, and he had mentioned the drone at first, and then, I was kind of like, I'm not going to carry that, and then, like, when I came home for graduation last year, I was like, I'm seriously thinking about the drone, and he was like, I think it would add a new element to things, so we're just always trying to figure out how can we improve things, and so I think that that really has added something to it, and he's doing a good job with that for sure. So so I'm glad that you like that. But let's see. But yeah, okay. So how he set him up, he just basically did like a time lapse on a tripod. He's got a tripod for his camera. Let's see. Brian says, I lost a front tooth on a hike in March. It sucks. Bad tooth, cold protein bar at 4 a.m. Bye-bye tooth. Luckily it didn't hurt or bleed. Oh my gosh, I can just think of like how devastated you were. So this tooth of mine, I just had a baby and no adult tooth, but the baby, the retainer thing that I have, on my prom night, y'all, on my prom night, it broke off. I was eating pizza for lunch, it broke off. The dentist is closed on Fridays, so I went to Walmart, got some denture fixer stuff, and when my date came to pick me up, I was in the garage like sanding down my little retainer trying to make it fit, and my mom was like, oh, you could put a chiclet in there. It worked for Dennis the Menace, like thinking it's so funny as I'm like sitting there freaking out because I have to smile for pictures and I'm trying to get this thing to fit in there. And so anyway, I had always just, I mean, there's no convenient time for something to break, but I always carry super glue, 1 for like cuts and stuff and 2 for my tooth, because at least I can glue it back on that thing. So, but that's just, that just hurts me to hear you describe how that happened. Hiking the AT next spring, 2019, starting it as soon as I graduate from college. Can't wait to not have daily deadlines for a while. Yes, and that's why, you know, when folks try to over-plan this stuff, I'm like, don't get your plane ticket home yet. You know, yeah, it might cost $100 more later, but just having that freedom and not having that date in mind, like, oh, I have to get here by this date, like, it's stressful, so you don't want that. Oh, Brian says, and embarrassing until it gets fixed. Yeah, yep, I feel you, I understand. Darren of Photos said, would we fans in Australia be the furthest fans, other side of the planet? Yes, you go through the furthest links to be fans, I guess so. And have you started to have fame moments, people coming up to you who follow your travels? Yeah, that happens a little bit, but you know, like actually there were some people section hiking that stopped Aaron and Perk and me while we were in the last stretch that I was on, and said that they had seen the videos and stuff. So it's pretty cool, but I don't feel you know, famous or like anything special. I'm just a stinky hiker. So let's see. Kelly says, thanks so much for the chat. So nice to meet your family. I had a big bear walk past my kitchen window and thought of you. South Lake Tahoe. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't. Can you imagine having to worry about your dogs being outside with bears and stuff? Yeah, or mountain lions and all that. Yeah.
Wait,
We worry about coyotes, you know, but
we did have that one there, though.
let's.
Walking around Oakland.
What was it? Oh yeah, there was one bear. Yeah, when I got done with the AT, like I had bears, you know, they were freaking me out at the time. And then I get home and there's this random bear running around Opelika. Yeah, so, but that's like once in like a million years. But yeah, they were doing like a live chase, streaming live on Facebook. Like it was a big deal around here, even though Alabama's state animal is a black bear. But whatever. Where is...
Come downtown.
No, they don't. Where is Aaron on the trail? So Aaron is still sitting in Santa Fe waiting for me to get back. So he's just hanging out, catching up on videos and stuff like that. So we're in the same spot and we'll head out together. Love all your videos, but would love to see 360 videos so it would feel like we're there too. Oh man, I don't know how I would do that. I don't know how that would happen. I know that they've had like all the GoPros all around and stuff to like 360 video, but I don't know. That'd be really heavy. I need a pack mule. Maybe if I got a pack mule.
Maybe if you did it like the last few
miles,
like the
last few footsteps,
the last week or something.
Yeah.
Did you say a pack mule?
A pack mule. Yeah. Well, I haven't had a pack goat this whole time.
You couldn't take fancy for that.
Oh no.
Oh no.
She'd run off with all my food.
Too much of a fun.
No. I really don't want a wife. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Good luck with your tooth tomorrow. Okay. Well, at least you tried it out, you know. So you can't knock it till you try it. So now you can decide you don't want that. But back to the bear canister. It is required on my next trip. Can you recommend a light one? Yes. The lightest ones that you're gonna find are not cheap, but they the Wild Ideas. If you Google Wild Ideas bear can, and I did a video. If you message me, I can send you the link. I did a video on bear cans and talked about different ones and like the different sizes and stuff like that. But I can, you know, send you some information on it. But the Wild Ideas cans are carbon fiber, and they are, I almost said Cuban fiber, and they're, Montana's videoing me, and they are like much lighter than the other ones. But the lighter they get, the more expensive they get. So it just depends on like what your budget is. But Wild Ideas does have a rental program also, so that could be something that you look into if you don't think you're going to be always backpacking where you need one. So okay, let's see. Brian says same tooth, just right side of front top, too. Yep. Same one. How about night vision goggles for night hikes? That's actually a cool idea, but I don't know that they'd be worth the wait. But how do you navigate? Do you use the Gut Hooks app? Do you use paper maps? Which one stinks? Okay, all I use is Gut Hooks. I use Gut Hooks. Ooh, I don't know. Oh, she sees. How do you navigate? Yeah, just the Gut Hooks app, and then I have my InReach that has an extra map. They do suggest taking two different ways, two different types of navigation, two different sources of information to figure out how to navigate. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. So like a paper map and what's on your phone, or the paper map or the phone and the InReach, you know, so two different sources. That way if I lose my phone, I have something else to look at. And most people who through hike aren't taking paper maps, but if you're doing like a weekend trip or something like that and they don't have Gut Hooks, then I'd highly recommend getting a paper map for the area for sure. And I mean, you know, it's better to start off with it with navigation paper maps. It's better to double up on something like that, you know, so it's better to have it and then decide I don't need this and ditch it later. You know, I know you can't say that with too many things because like, oh, it's better to have a backup sleeping pad and not need it. Well, not having a sleeping pad isn't detrimental, right? But being lost is a pretty big deal. So, you know, you can double up on some things, of course, just something that you really need. So obviously navigation. Tried. I haven't tried any other rain pants except for the Frog Tog suit, but I do like the Outdoor Research Helium rain top, so I assume that the pants would be pretty great too. But that's the only other rain gear that I've tried, and I like that that top or the jacket a lot because it has a little hood thing, but it doesn't have the pit zips, so it's their gear is good though and pretty lightweight, so that's something that that you could look into if they have pants. I'm sure they do. Okay, let's see. Hulda Crook started hiking PCT at age 65. Then one of the needles was renamed after her. Oh, cool. Mom, Hulda Crook started hiking the PCT at age 65, and then one of the needles was renamed after her.
Oh, that is
so
cool.
Yeah, definitely age. If age is the reason that you don't hike alone, then that's just not a good reason. Because like I have said before, there was a 71-year-old woman on the AT that through-hiked the whole thing. So, so yeah. Downloaded the entire Gut Hooks app to use in Pennsylvania and Smokies this year and hiked the entire AT in 19 or 20. That's awesome. Very cool, Jim. It's a good app. Let's see. David said, once you've finished your Triple Crown, are you going back for a victory lap on any of the trails? If I had to redo one, the whole thing, it would be the AT, for sure. And maybe I could get the whole crew to go again for like a 20-year reunion or something like that. That would be a lot of fun. Have Mom get some footage of you all loopy tomorrow. She said she's gonna. I took my mom to get some work done, and when she came out, all she could talk about was how the dentist was her best friend. I hope I'm nice like that. I hope I say sweet stuff like that instead of, you know, asking the dentist to take his clothes off or something like that, you know, something ridiculous, or, you know, I don't know, just telling somebody they have a big nose, or, you know, I don't know, something awful.
Don't give yourself
I know, I'm already thinking bad stuff. Oh, it was really weird seeing her like that. I bet you'll be a hoot. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to know. And I feel like when I come to and they start telling me stuff I said, I'm just gonna, I really hate that. I really hate it. But okay, so I'm gonna see some of the questions that I have here for people who couldn't be here if I got all of these. So somebody asked, have you considered motivational speaking or writing as part of your ongoing hiking career? And yes, but I don't really know how to go about that. You know, I've talked to some Boy Scout groups and I've talked to some schools, yeah, but everything pretty much for free. I did get paid for one talking event. Was it one or two? I think just one. And then will you call Kyle and see what he needs?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I got a phone call. But I did talk at an event, and the fee for being there was waived because of it. So, you know, but yes, that is something that I definitely want to look into. I just haven't yet, but writing for sure. So I'm going to write books for each trail once I get done, actual story books, and then also kind of like informational books like I did for the AT before. And then, do you have any other plans for a career after the CDT? Not unless I have to. Not unless I have to. Otherwise, I'll keep kind of adventuring and, you know, monetizing that if you know, I can somehow. As long as I can keep exploring and, you know, I think even if I wasn't doing stuff like this anymore, then I would start my own business doing something else. I just don't know, unless I need to for my family or something like that. I don't know that I will go back into the engineering world, but we'll see. And then you mentioned turkey hunters. Do you, I mentioned like talking about seeing turkey hunters out on the trail. Do you need to wear a blaze orange for late summer and early fall? And I potentially, it's probably a really good idea, especially in public lands where people can hunt and things like that. I never have. Normally I'm wearing bright enough clothes, I feel like, but it's probably a good idea for sure. So I just never have, but it'd probably be good to have, especially when it gets cold, like a blaze orange beanie or something like that. Now that your channel is so much more successful than it was when you did the AT, does the pressure to perform ever change the way you experience a hike? And, you know, I thought about this. A lot of people ask, like, oh, do you feel like taking videos and pictures, like, lessens your hike? And to me, I'm like, no, because it makes me focus in and pay more attention to my surroundings. But this is in a different way. So, like, pressure to perform. So as far as like talking to the camera and stuff like that, I just always talk like I'm talking to y'all, you know, like I'm talking to my friends. And so I don't think as far as like acting a certain way, you know, if I'm happy, I'm happy. And if I'm not, I'm not. And, you know, I talk about it. But I will say that maybe it encourages me more on bad days. So I think it's more beneficial is what I'm trying to say. So like if I'm having a tough day, I'm like, well, hey, and I got people behind me cheering me on kind of thing. So in that way, yes. Now for the San Juans, for example, knowing that it's sketchy and all that, I'm kind of in a time crunch because I've had to sit here longer with my tooth. So part of me wants to take the low route and just make the miles and catch up. But then part of me is like, well, I really want to see the San Juans, but I could always come back and see the San Juans, right? So part of that is me like, but I need to record it because this is like one of the pretty areas and a place that people are looking forward to seeing. So, you know, it could play a part partially in that, of course. So, you know, if I didn't have a channel, would I go through the San Juans or would I just take the shortcut? You know, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going through the San Juans, or at least, you know, up to a certain point. But anyway, it is a good question, and to say that it doesn't affect things at all would probably be, you know, maybe not true, but I think it affects things more in a positive way than a negative way, I guess I should say. So after being home for a week and heading back onto the trail, what would be a luxury item you wish you could take with you but don't? Probably my dog, my bed, and my pillow. And probably in that order, but oh, and my sister.
That's what I thought.
How long did it take you to get used to hiking when you first started? And as far as backpacking goes, I mean, it was probably a good month before I felt like I was in a good swing and like really knew what to expect and, you know, had my rhythm going. So it did take a little while, but probably the same for any hack, you know. And I guess maybe on the CDT I got back into that rhythm a little faster because it hadn't been so long between the PCT and the CDT. But all right, let's see. What do you like the most about hiking? And I would say probably just the freedom of it. Just the freedom of, you know, making daily decisions and, you know, the beauty of it and the people. So I would probably say the freedom, though. Probably the freedom. Will you pick... Okay, that's what I answered earlier. Would I pick up where perk is and then fill in the blank spot later, or will I start back where I left from, and I'll start back from where I left off. And then what shoes do Perk and Rogue or Aaron wear? And they wear Ultras. So Aaron has the Ultra, I can't remember if it's the Superiors. I think that's what it is. And Perk wears the same ones I do, the Lone Peak 3.5s. Do Perk and Rogue have social media? So Aaron Rogue does not have social media. Perk does have social media. He has Instagram is the best place to probably follow him, and his name is a little @ thing, and then Professor Perk. So you can find him on Instagram, and that's probably the best place to follow him. He posts little videos and pictures and stuff, and they're kind of funny. But did I collect my steak dinner from Aaron? And that was the bet that we made about whether. So we made a bet whether when the first episode of the CDT came out, would I have hit 100,000 or not? We made this bet like a week before. And so my mom was messaging me on the InReach, like trying to figure out, you know, or trying to tell me like how many subscribers there were up to that point when the video dropped. And we ended up needing 4 subscribers to hit 100K. And I said we wouldn't hit it, and he said we would, so he owed me a steak dinner. And no, he hasn't paid up on that yet, but that's okay. Yeah, it was more of a pride thing than anything. So, and then explain official CDT miles versus actual hiked. And you know, okay, so the question here was like, I always talk about, you know, oh well, on the official CDT I've hiked, you know, 750 miles. That's where I'm at, mile 750.2, I believe. But because you take alternates and stuff like that, it might, you know, say the trail loops around this way or whatever and comes back that way. There might be an alternate that just goes boop straight up and cuts off that, you know, whole curvy thing. So then you end up like this.
No,
so like boop. So anyway, it just like shortens the miles. Now the CDT says that it's an official through hike as long as you hike a continuous footpath from Mexico to Canada in the Continental Divide corridor. So you don't even have to be on the trail. It's basically like 50 miles from the official Continental Divide. And so if you want to take a shortcut, it's perfectly allowed. There's no judgment on that or like how dare you cheat or anything like that. It's Mexico to Canada, continuous footpath within 50 miles of the actual Continental Divide, you're good. And then she wanted to know, why do I not say the official miles that I've hiked instead of saying like on the CDT miles I've hiked this many? And the reason for that is I'm not exactly sure the number. So we've taken several alternates and I just haven't figured it up yet. So and I guess my thought is the trail is like about 3,100 miles. So my thought is if I say I've hiked 750 miles, y'all know that's out of 3,100 miles, right? So it gives you kind of a percentage complete kind of thing. So that's why I give CDT miles instead of like how many miles I've hiked. But I think my mileage hiked is over 600, so it's within, I would say, 150, and that's being like, you know, conservative. So I think I've done over 600, closer to probably 650 if I had to guess, but within for sure 150 miles. So I hope that that didn't just get more confusing and it helps explain it a little bit. But and then let's see, any changes to your gear while you're home? Yes, I'm going to take my axe and micro specs for sure, and then potentially a camera. So we'll see about the camera. So let's see, last question. If your sister wanted to do all 3 trails and would only do it with you, would you do all 3 again? Oh.
They already got me messed up on that first part.
Well, Montana's like, yeah, I don't think I would do that, but
yes and no. Okay, the AT.
the AT
maybe
for sure.
Maybe part of the PC.
I don't know. She might just have to hop onto the other trails that I'm doing. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I probably would. I think about it too. I'm like, if I have, you know, a child and they're like, Mom, I want to do the Triple Crown with you, like I would probably do it. Probably yes, but that's like another 1.5 years to invest in doing the same thing when there's so much world to see. But Yeah, I probably would. But that is a funny question. Would you consider something like a 1-week section on the AT that your followers could pay to participate? You have the best supporters. Would be great to connect with some of them in person. That is a great idea, Stephanie. I have thought about something like that, especially, maybe that would potentially be a cool idea for next summer for a week. Something like that, since I'm not doing a full through hike. I'm filling in, pieces of the PCT probably, and then maybe doing in the winter the trail in New Zealand. So unless Montana wants to do the Camino, then I don't know. Still,
we're doing the Camino.
Okay. Well, I'm saying when though, for sure.
You said if.
Yeah, you said
Okay,
if.
I'm sorry. When I'm saying if you wanted to do it then at that time.
Oh.
Yeah. But yes, that is something that I have definitely considered, and I think would be a lot of fun. So, let's see. Paul said, when I woke up from my wisdom tooth anesthesia, I told the dental assistant that I loved her. Oh my gosh. See, y'all, I'm so afraid. Y'all are making me scared.
As long as you ain't gonna shoot bad.
Thank you for your time and input. Thank you for your wonderful family. Take care and good luck with the tooth. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm with Stephanie, but okay, I was like, I'm with Stephanie. Okay, so y'all would potentially be interested in like a week-long hike, hanging out kind of thing on the trail. Okay, but 2 weeks is what you're saying. Very cool. Yeah, that would be a week would be good, but yeah, 2 weeks would be even better. So if you're thinking about doing more public appearances, you might touch base with Jennifer Farr Davis. Google her. She is a wealth of information. Yeah, I definitely know who she is. So that's a good idea. Yeah, because she's definitely spoken a lot. And I saw her TED Talks, and she did a great job. So, yeah, 2 weeks. Awesome. A GPS noted a new section on the Pinhoti this weekend, section 1. I've been trying to record, note a lot of my hikes and trips this year. It's tough. Thanks for doing it. Let's see. A GPS noted. Yeah, it really is. Let's see. A GPS noted a new section on the Pinhoti this weekend, section. Sweet. Yeah, well, so I still want to do the Pinhoti. So Brian, I know I've said before, like, I'm going to get with you and talk to you about some of that, and I know that you are a wealth of information on that trail, so that'll be cool when I decide to do that one. Let your heart dictate your schedules, not others' expectations. That's a good rule to definitely live by. Are trekking poles needed? It depends. Not exactly. Unless your shelter sets up with them, then no. But I'd highly recommend trekking poles. I just think that they're good. Yeah, don't leave them behind, Mom says. But yes, I prefer trekking poles. But walking sticks will do. But yeah, I do. Personally, I would not want to go on a long hike without trekking poles for sure. So, let's see. The lower end 4K cameras are much bigger than the slightly larger GoPro. Look at Ricoh Theta or Samsung Gear 380. Prices go up quickly. Thanks are great for those of us that haven't gone on the trip yet. Yeah, I'll definitely, yeah, that's why, I don't know, I want to capture as much as I can so that people can, kind of see what it is like to be there, for sure. So, there are many trails in the U.S. Yes, there are a lot. Stephanie and myself will hire you to take us through the John Muir Trail. Hey, now that's a trail that I could definitely go for. That would be, so, I do love the AT, but if you're wanting to go on a shorter hike and see the most beautiful country that you can see, at least that I've seen, probably be the JMT. So, yeah, that would be really awesome. Whale, let's see. I think that's all of the questions. So if y'all don't have any more, then I reckon we'll call it a night. So, and yeah, I'll post a picture so that y'all can see how ugly I look tomorrow or the next day or something. Maybe I told my mom not to let me have my phone right away because I do not want to post anything horribly embarrassing.
I think you should do a question and answer.
Oh my gosh! No, she's saying do a live Q&A while I'm looped up. Blood running down my face. No way. No. Did you see the film The Way? Yes, I did see that. Yeah, it had Emilio Estevez in it, who I was in love with when I was little. Him and Lou Diamond Phillips. Let's see. Have you gotten sick from the water you drink when you use the Sawyer squeeze? Nope. Haven't ever done that. So, no, never gotten sick from water if I filtered it. How excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10 about going to your second home? What do you mean? Second home being trail, second home being my mom's? But excited about both of those. So, let's see. Tim K said, good night, Dixie and family. Wish you a speedy recovery. I'll practice reading clocks for the next time. Quit beating yourself up about that. And good night to you and thank you. Night, night, night. Let's see. What are the main things I should get for camping on the AT? If you shoot me a message, I will send you my gear list from the AT. So that'll help you a lot. Because if I list them off right now, I'll probably forget something. So, oh, Denver, my second home, Denver. Okay, Jim, yes, I am excited. I really am excited to be in Colorado. Very excited. Have a pleasant day tomorrow and good night. Good to see you. Good luck tomorrow. Bye. Bye, y'all. And have a good night. Happy Memorial Day.